Alright, what's up YouTube? It's a Mordecai. A very quick and brief rundown of the first week of the Affliction League. It just launched on Friday. Today is the next Friday. It's been exactly a week. Here's the rundown of what I leveled with and where I'm at. So I leveled with a elemental hit. Deadeye is what I did. I have elemental hit in a quill rain. I have elemental hit in my chest. As I was leveling, the bow doesn't matter at all. You just grab elemental hit. You get elemental hit after you kill the Act 1 boss. Then you go back to town. You talk to the NPCs. One of the NPCs will give you elemental hit. And for the rest of the game, you just run around and level with elemental hit. I did end up grinding some currency to be able to get the gear that I have. So the gear goes as whatever bow you have is good. You want attack speed on your bow, but you don't need it. And when I made this video, a quill rain was going for about 2 chaos. What you want on the quill rain, if you're going to go buy one, is the increased projectile speed, and I will explain that later. Other than that, I have a pair of gloves that have attack speed and increased damage while leeching with a life roll. Which for the gloves, you want the increased damage while leeching. I have a belt that has my resistances. I crafted life, but the armor is important on the belt. On the boots, it's resistances and movement speed with life. I found these boots as I was identifying items on the ground. So I just crafted life. These are the boots that I'm staying with. The armor is armor and evasion, which makes me tankier with resist and life. I try to get the highest armor and highest evasion on my chest piece as I can. I ended up getting a Mark of the Elder, which at the time of this video was probably 10 chaos. In order to use the 70% increased attack damage from the Mark of the Elder, I have to get a Shaper Ring, so this is a Shaper Ring that I picked up. Um, I needed to cap my strength resistance, my strength attribute, so I got a Shaper Ring with as much strength on it as I could afford, and a life roll. I was able to craft resistances on it, but the rest of the mods don't really matter. I needed the strength, and I needed the life. So I grabbed those. I was able to get a replica Dragon's Fangs Flight for about 40 chaos at the time of this video, which gives me +3 to my elemental hit gems. So it makes these gems level 24 for right now. The quiver, I got as much damage on the quiver as possible. The life roll and as much damage. It has increased projectile speed, increased damage with bows. It has increased elemental damage that I crafted, and it comes with increased elemental damage on top of it, and then it has the increased attack speed. On the quiver, I was just looking for as much damage as possible, and then the helmet is armor and evasion, as much armor and evasion as I was able to get on the helmet with life and resistances. Whenever I do my builds, I make it a point to try to cap my resistances on my belt. I cap my resistances on my boots, and I cap my resistances on my helmet. Those are the 3 places that I will try to cap my elemental resistances. Now, later on in the game, as I continue to progress, I'm going to try to cap my chaos res on my rings and maybe the quiver. So if I can get 30, 30, and 30, then I'll be able to have enough chaos res to cap my chaos res. I still don't know what I'm going to do about that, but that's what I'm running right now. It feels good. I'm not going to show any gameplay. This is just a little update of how I leveled it. If you want to know about the links and what I'm running, I have determination. I don't have the strength to level it up to 20. Haste and dash and precision in my helm. I'm testing haste for right now. It's making me extremely squishy. So in my offhand, I do have a level 20 grace while I'm leveling up my other gems. Um, so if you want to be tankier, you could run determination and grace with precision, and then dash just because that's my movement speed. On a 4 link, which is probably what you're gonna get as you're leveling, I was using elemental hit with inspiration, Mirage Archer, and Trinity was the 4 link. So it was elemental hit, inspiration, Mirage Archer, Trinity was the 4 link. But now I have a 6 link. I bought this six link armor for like 40 chaos. So it's elemental damage with attacks, inspiration, Trinity support, returning projectiles, Mirage Archer, and elemental hit. And the bow, it's a 5 link. It's my single target setup. I have elemental hit, barrage support, returning projectiles, inspiration, and ballista totems. In my gloves, I have a mark on hit and sniper's mark setup, which causes the enemies to take 35% increased damage from projectile hits, which bow attacks are all projectile hits. In my boots, I have a Coaling Strike connected to a Mana Forged arrows and a Frenzy, and then I have my Lightning Golem in there. And that's pretty much the setup that I'm running with for right now. I do have 2 empowers that I'm leveling up, so I can swap out the returning projectiles right here for this white socket, and I'll put in the um, empower support, and then also I'll probably take out inspiration, put in the empower support. When I get a 6 link, it'll probably be like ballista totems, inspiration, elemental hit, barrage, returning projectiles, and empower. As I was leveling, let me show you how I leveled this character up. It's very simple, it's easy, it's straight to the point. So from level 1, you get the evasion in life, you get the evasion rating, you come down here, you get your accuracy and attack damage, and then you grab finesse. Then you come down through these dexterity and strength node and that dexterity node, and you grab elemental equilibrium. By the time that you finish act 1, you should already have elemental equilibrium, and you should be running around with your elemental hit. And then I came up here and I got Heart of the Oak, all 3 of them. And then you run down here and you grab Precise Technique. And then once you grab Precise Technique, all you have to do is be sure that your accuracy is higher than your life, and you'll always have 40% more damage. At the time you get Precise Technique, you should be able to run a level 1 Precision, and Precision will give you the accuracy higher than your life for a while. Then you come down here and you grab Point Blank. Now, after you have Point Blank, that's pretty much a majority of your damage right there. Then I came up here and I grabbed my Element Immunity. And for the Mastery, I grabbed Corrupted Blood Cannot Be Inflicted. Then these life nodes down here are also element immunity, thick skin, that will give you 70%. Then, after I got this side of the tree pretty much cleared up, I came over here into this movement and spell suppression, into intuition, and then I grabbed herbalism life nodes. I came down here, and then I started grabbing my +1 projectile, and then I grabbed the accuracy nodes, and then I did dexterity's accuracy bonus is gives +3 to accuracy. After I grabbed the accuracy node, I grabbed the 50% max life, and then I sort of kind of rushed up here to grab the Clever Thief for my mana regeneration, and then I got 40% increased armor and evasion while I'm leeching. So by the time that you're able to grab Clever Thief, you should be able to maybe get off of Mana Flask, which you'll be using for a majority of the time is your Mana Flask. So then once I grabbed my Clever Thief, I came down here and I grabbed my multi-shot, which is another projectile. And then for the attack mastery, I got the monsters cannot block your attacks. Now, around this time, you still may not have the currency to buy a Quill Rain, and that's perfectly fine. So then, after I got a majority of all of this stuff out of the way, I started working on my spell suppression. So I came over here and I grabbed my spell suppression, and chance to suppress spell damage is lucky, which works out fine. And then I grab my one pierce off the tree with these two nodes. Um, and then from this point, you should be looking pretty good. Your spell suppression isn't going to be capped just by that alone. So you are also going to want to come down here and grab these spell suppression nodes. Now you have your elemental element immunity just for a little bit. You have a little bit of spell suppression. You're going to be level 57, so you're not even going to be into maps yet. And then from this point right here, I darted straight up using this pathing to grab chaos resistances and physical element immunity. And for the mastery, I got you cannot be maimed or hindered. So that's going to give you your strength and stuff. Then after I ended up getting all of this good stuff, I came up here and I grabbed Charisma, which is Reservation Mastery. I don't have a Reservation Mastery, it's just for the Charisma. And then level 72, you're now in maps, or about to be inside of your maps. I came down here and I grabbed Revenge of the Hunted, and I got the 30% chance to avoid being poisoned, bleeding, and to avoid being impaled. Then I came over here and I grabbed Forces of Nature, and I got the Elemental Mastery of hits have a 25% chance to treat enemy monster elemental resistances as inverted. So from right there, you're going to be level 82. And then I came down over here and I grabbed Courage, which is just extra armor and evasion. And then I got the Defend with 120% armor against projectile attacks and 5% chance to evade. Am I missing anything? Yes, I am. Now, depending on what I needed from the accuracy and if you get your Quill Rain, there are 3 nodes up here that is called Farsight that will give you additional accuracy. And you can get the increases and reductions from projectile speed also apply to your bows if you have a Quill Rain. If not, you could just get the 100% accuracy, and then you can get the increases and reductions for projectile speed next to Master Fletcher, and this will leave you at around level 92. And I have no jewel sockets, no nothing. This is the setup that I have. I'll leave my POB in the description along with the POE Ninja. Now, when it comes to the Ascendancy, the first Ascendancy that I did was I grabbed Gathering Winds, and then my second and third Ascendancy was Ricochet, and then Endless Munitions, and then the fourth ascendancy goes to focal point. I haven't ascended my fourth time, but that's pretty much how I leveled. It seems to work out, and yeah, that's how I leveled elemental hit. Um, so that's pretty much about it for right now. This is my little build update. Um, Later on, I might showcase it, just drop another video, maybe in the next 2-3 days. We'll see. Anyway, you guys have yourself a good, wonderful rest of your day. Remember to eat and remember to drink water and try not to die. Every time I die, I do 10 push ups. So try not to die while you're leveling. You all have yourself a good day.